and have it explode over their own land. Don't mess with Israel. That's what the verse is saying. His arrows will go forth like lightning. The Lord God will blow the trumpet and go with whirlwinds from the where? South. So if the Lord himself, Christ, is fighting coming from the south, where is he going? He's coming south, he's going? Good, okay, good. Sometimes it's American geography, little bit. He's going north. But I thought the Antichrist is coming from the west. Why is he going north? Do you know there is no place in the Bible that the threat's coming from the west? It's all from the east, kings of the east, and it's from north and from the south. Nothing from the west. In fact, the ships of Chittim in Daniel, which is translated as the Roman ships from the Mediterranean, comes to fight against the Antichrist. Because the Western mindset thinks that the Antichrist rules the entire globe. Because you're all set on your idea. Antichrist rules the whole world. You're all going to go to the DMV and get computer chips. And if you don't get the chip, guess what? You know, you're not going to buy and sell. I know what you think. I've been spying at you when I was a Muslim. I'm serious. That's why I walked in Chuck Smith's church. And the problem in America that you spy at these guys and end up infecting you. So what is it going to be? John, man, he's got the chip. Get a little microscope and look at foreheads with chips. Is that what it's going to be about? Second of all, how many flavors are there? If you go to the book of Revelation, look at the flavors of these marks of the beast and all that stuff. How many flavors do you have? Verse 17. Revelation 13, verse 16, 17, and 18. He caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in their right hand and on their foreheads. Wow. That no one may buy and sell, lest he have the mark or the name or the number of his name. What's this or? Can you tell me what the or means? This or that. If it's 666, one size fits all, what's the ors? There's reason for those ors. There's different flavors. When you study the Bible, my friend, don't just listen to a sermon. Go to the text, examine each word. Each word. What is that word? And be a stickler over that word. What does that word mean? I want to know what that word means. Sometimes I spend an entire month trying to research what one word means in the Bible. Entire month. And when I get it, Eureka! I got it! Wake up my wife 3 o'clock in the morning. Honey, look what I found, the nugget! I drive her crazy over researching the Bible. The mark or the name or the number. I don't want to go over through the detail, but I must look at one part, the name of the beast. Remember what I talked about a name, because most people think, name of the beast. Let's see. What's the elections going on? You got Barack Obama, you got Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. Yeah, that's it. Let's add it up. 6. It adds up to 666. I found it. And you have all these articles all over the internet. You want garbage Bible prophecy? Go to the internet. It's filled with it. Just put 666 and enjoy the garbage. I mean, Hillary Clinton is going to be the beast? You've calculated Henry Kissinger, it doesn't add up. You calculated 25 nations from the EU, you know, because it was more than 10. The 10th nation joined us, Greece. The EU is the Antichrist, and when Greece joined the 10th nation, that's it, you got the composite. You know, even great pastors, I don't want to mention names, I get in a lot of trouble. That's it, that's it. It's coming, it's this date and that date and all these things. 25 some nations joined the EU. Now, guess what? It doesn't fit. So what is it? It's the G8. The G8. Oh, The Roman Empire. Oh, okay, let's see. The harlot is not Rome. It doesn't sound like Rome, man. The Pope, after all, they're burning his effigy all over the place. The guy kind of like is not, you know, the Catholic Church is losing a lot of money. It can't be fitting. Well, let's see. It's a combination burrito. The Muslims with the Catholics. These days, there isn't a single Western prophecy scholar, not one, that says Islam is not involved. They all say it. All of them. I watch Hal Lindsey. I love Hal Lindsey's show. Do you watch his stuff on TV? It's good. He shows a lot of good stuff. He's one of the few that are showing what's happening in the Muslim world. Even Hal gets it. Brother Hal, he gets it. Somehow Islam's involved, but I just don't know exactly how the whole thing fits together. But it does. Where were we? Yeah, the name. The name is what? It's not a name, a literal name. A name, you have to think what the Bible means by name, just like the word mountain. A name. His name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Are these names? No, these are titles. His name shall be called Emmanuel, which means God with us. Those are not names, those are titles. If you want to insist on your Western way of thinking, and you want to be so stickly about it, then it says his name shall be called Emmanuel. He must be from Mexico. And if you want to insist on your way of interpreting it, Jesus is not the Messiah. Hello? Come on. If Jesus is not the Messiah, what do? Go to the mirror. That's the mistake. Emmanuel, it's a title. It's a declaration of faith. That's what it's all about. It's a creed. The creed of Christ. That's what we're fighting over. That's what we're dying over. In the first services, I did an altar call for everybody to accept Islam. I said, anybody here wants to accept Islam? There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger, and you will have instant peace with the Muslim world. You want to have peace? You can have it right now. I offered that to the church. What a strange church. The pastor, Jack Hibbs, must have brainwashed the church so much to be anti-Islam and so Islamophobic that they want peace with Islam. Not one raised his hand. I prove it to you right now. Anybody who wants to accept Islam, say there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger, raise your hands. You see? Not one. Now here's the question I have. When the rubber meets the road, and they take one of you, and they chop their head in front of you, and you see their blood go down the stairs. We've seen that kind of stuff. You're not used to this. You buy your meat packaged in America. And you see this. And then I say, next. Anybody who wants to accept Islam, say there's no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. You still don't raise your hand. I take your wife. What about you? Now, how will you act? Right now, you're joking around. No, okay. Well, when push comes to shove, the question I have is, will you put your head on that chopping block? Anybody who says they put their head on the chopping block, raise your hand. Do you know what? I choose a different tactic. I'll fight. I'll fight. I choose to fight. I ain't gonna let nobody chop my wife's head in front of my eyes. I'm gonna take a dozen of them before they get me down. And that's the American attitude. We're not going to take no mark of the beast. But it take a mark of blasphemy. The mark is the name, by the way. And it's a declaration of faith. That's what it is. It's a creed. Emmanuel is a creed. Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace is a creed. It's the creed that we all died for. It's the creed that your forefathers died for. They bled for it. And those people want you to believe